My granny used to tell me, don't thief, if you cannot hide. It was not that granny was encouraging me to go out and steal, but rather, she was telling me I should not go out and steal or do any wrongdoing because I am likely to get caught. I said that to say this, a lot of people have side pieces and think they won't get caught, but in all the sneaking around, they start to slip up and then boom. They get caught in the act and have their partners write cheating stories to Reddit or Dear Pastor. So people, today's story is titled, Caught a Side Chick in My House. For more juicy Reddit and Dear Pastor stories like this one, please smash the subscribe button, like the video and leave a comment to help out the channel. We post videos daily. Without further ado, let's hear how this lady caught these two cheaters red-handed. The letter to the pastor reads,
Dear Pastor, season's greetings to you and your staff. This is the first time I am writing to you, but I read your column every day, and I enjoy listening to your show. I have a problem. It started some years ago before I got married. The man I fell in love with had other women, but I could not stop loving him. He was always promising that he would change. I always asked him what the other girls had that I didn't have. He could not give me an answer. He was just a wild man, but he was loving and kind. When he told me a lie, it sounded like truth. He would look me straight in my eyes and lie, and I would believe him. When I complained about him to my parents, my father would say that I should be patient. My mother used to tell me that my father was a wild man, too. I married this man, believing that he would change. He stopped his promiscuous ways for a few months, but then he started to come home late. He said he was always working, but he was with other women. He got a woman pregnant, and when I told him that I was going to leave him, he cried like a baby. I decided that I was going to leave because I am a nurse and I got a job overseas. He couldn't deal with my going away. I made my plans, and one day when he left for work, I flew out. I didn't even tell my parents that I was going away. I only told one of my sisters, and to this day, he hates her because she took me to the airport. My estranged husband keeps asking that I return. There is even a preacher, who is known to both of us, who has been trying to convince me to come back to Jamaica. He told me that my husband is a changed man. I asked him what proof he has, and he told me he is always in church and has even testified. One weekend I surprised him by coming home. Only the same sister who he despises knew that I was coming. I came on an afternoon flight and stayed with my sister, and at about 10 p.m. she took me home. I regretted not telling him because when I went to the house and knocked, the house was in darkness. My husband peeked out and saw my sister and asked what she was doing there. She told him that she was only there to talk to him. He said he had nothing to talk to her about. I then shouted out, "Open the door." He complied. He was wearing his boxers only. I have never seen a big man tremble so much. He was in there with one of his girlfriends. I went after the girl, but he held me. My sister told me not to get myself into trouble and that we should leave. This was the man who said he was changed. I was prepared to give him another chance, but I won't. I hate him. Our 2 children are with my mother. It is Christmas and I would love to come to Jamaica, but I don't want to see this man. I blocked him from my phone. He called my mother and asked her to talk to me, but my mother knows that is a waste of time. Pastor, I am now dating a doctor and there is no turning back with me. I'm going to marry him although he is from a different race. We are living together now and I have my blessing from my friends and the people I work with. Do you think I have made the right decision? My children, I believe, will be better off leaving their father. P.
Dear P. You gave your husband a long rope to hang himself and he could not see that his marriage would come to an end because of his foolish behavior. I believe that you truly loved him, and that you forgave him over and over. Your parents encouraged you to stay and to forgive him, and that is what you did. You could not take his behavior anymore, so you made your plans and left Jamaica. I believe that by your leaving, he felt that he could do anything he wanted because you could not see him. You have not said whether you were faithful to him and when you got involved with the doctor. Did you get involved with the doctor to punish your husband? Your husband blew up a good relationship. He was a clever liar, but you found out everything about him, and not only did you give him a rope to hang himself, but he will discover that he will never have a better woman than you in his life. I hope that your present relationship will prove to be happy and successful. Make sure that whatever happens, your children are supported. Don't leave your children behind, and let them communicate with their father as often as possible. You have a duty to ensure that they get a good education. I wish you well, madam. I am sure that you have your faults, but your husband behaved like a fool and destroyed his marriage. Pastor.
Guys, I won't lie to you. As we approach the Christmas season, cheating stories like this one will be a dime a dozen. As the time gets colder, people want to be wrapped up, tied up and entangled up with August, April, Gemini and the whole lot. Sometimes, the only things that are certain are taxes, death and being cheated on, or as we call it in Jamaica, bun. I am really glad this writer gave in to what her parents told her because as she said her husband was loving and kind, so she could look past that character flaw and still love him. However, everyone has a boiling point and over the years she reached hers and could not wait for her husband's joystick to only be accessible to her. He really lost a good one. Unfortunately, some men will have a good woman and press her buttons until she explodes and do something crazy before they appreciate what they have before it is too late. But, that is how some people learn. They learn the hard way. Anyway guys, let's check out the comments for this one. Vertle hit us with the first comment. She said,
Madam, are you bored? Hence your reason for writing to Pastor? Are you seeking validation or Pastor's blessings to marry the doctor?
Sheldon John shared his thoughts.
You said that you are dating a doctor and you are both living together and you also have the blessings from your friends and co-workers. Now, with this admission from you I believe that you should be in a happy place, so my question to you is, what the hell do you need Pastor's advice for? This is one of the typical examples why men take many of you women for poppy show. Woman Kiba, quiet yourself and stop wasting people's time. It looks like you have nothing to do with your free time. I think it's best if you go try some knitting or crocheting and pray that the doctor doesn't see this letter. Shake my head.
Someone replied to Sheldon John.
Men take women for poppy show. DWL. It is true, they have met so many stupid women who claim to be in love with nonsense they think that another woman will stand for crap.
She then went on and dropped another comment.
Do you think I have made the right decision? I do not know how intelligent you are for asking such a foolish question after all you have been through with that man. Anyone can testify in church and put on a good show. What goes on in the dark behind closed doors is a different story. Move forward with the doctor who supposedly has good morals. We ask God for blessings, but we think God will come south then he comes north, we expect God to come east then he comes west.
J. Jones added.
And yet, you were probably sleeping with this doctor while still married. This is simply a case of foreign mind.
Ijamon W. Thomas also added.
Pastor, how can you say that the lady has faults? You know nothing of her. The Bible says judge not, lest you yourself be judge.
Let me interject here. I always hear people saying this and using the good book out of context. However, everything must be interpreted in the right context. The scripture that is usually referred to on this topic is Matthew 7:1. However, snowflake people tend to miss the whole chapter. Judging, in and of itself is not wrong. We judge each other every day. It is when we accuse someone wrongfully, or better yet, when we play hypocrite and bring down someone, for example, who is stealing, when we are also stealing, but we just never got caught. Anyway, Wesbo, the poet says.
Pastor, thanks for another very brilliant response. I really like one of the questions you asked Lady P. You have not said whether you were faithful to him and when did you get involved with the doctor. Did you get involved with the doctor to punish your husband? Because two wrongs do not make a right.
Can We Talk To chimed in and said.
Pastor, I have only one comment to make which is in disagreement with yours, and that is that this writer and her wild husband both have a responsibility towards the child that together they created. He is also responsible for ensuring that they get a good education, and everything else that a parent ought to have a conscience to look about when speaking of their offspring.
Mike B also chimed in with a profound comment.
The man I fell in love with had other women, but I could not stop loving him. Lady P, that was your first foolish mistake. Men like that agree with the saying, variety is the spice of life. And will hardly ever change. But let's be honest here, you knew the relationship was over after he got that other woman pregnant and you threatened to leave him. Then you left, without letting him know. At that point, I am sure he knew you had checked out of the relationship. Hence, with his appetite for women, it is not that strange that he started living with another woman. Yes, you were still married, but you had left. Now you are with your new love. Hopefully, you are in this relationship for the right reasons, and not just using the doctor as your rebound guy. Like Pastor said, though, you should still allow the kids to have a continuous relationship with their father. No point in cutting them off from their dad.
Reader woman looked like she wants to cast a spell on this one.
Marry the doctor now. Don't sit there and wait on a divorce. Sort that out later.
Aerowalk77 replied to Reader woman.
You're telling me you would want this woman to marry your doctor's son, when he can instead go find a childless woman with none of this drama? Make it make sense, woman.
Lady D replied to Aerowalk77.
Just because a woman is childless, it doesn't mean she is a right fit. Okay. Drama? There won't be any drama because the children won't be here for a while. Plus, the prospective husband is thousands of miles away.
Florence May replied to Reader woman.
Are you serious? Have you ever heard of the word bigamy? Do some homework and then revise your comment.
Hey guys, I saved you the trouble of looking up that word. Bigamy is the offense of marrying someone while already married to another person. And the last comment comes from Bleach.
You are no better than your husband. Both of you are cheating. If you finish with him, divorce him, but don't sin by committing adultery just because he does it. You know from day one you were married to a dog, so why do you think he would change? To make it worse, you run away and give him more free time to sex down the place. You're also at fault.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another cheating Reddit/Dear Pastor story. What are your thoughts on this one? Did you agree or disagree with any comment that was made by Pastor, myself, or one of the comments? Let us know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video and want more, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and definitely check out another video on the channel for more crazy cheating stories out of Jamaica and around the world. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. Love.